something that I'm working on every day to improve on because we all know intuition could be one of the hardest thing, especially if you are a analytical person like me. And this week something happened where I listened to my intuition, and then it was like I had that aha moment where I was like, "Oh my gosh." Like I actually listened to myself and did it. And so basically what happened was I met this guy, and we met probably for the first time once, okay? Once. And then I remember I would talk to him on the phone because I'm always open. I'm always curious, and I would talk to him on the phone. And I remember I got this inkling in my mind where my mind was like, there's something about him. And it wasn't necessarily like he was a bad person, but I was like, he's giving me the vibe like he's like cheap. And nothing's wrong with being frugal, right? That's not what I'm talking about. And I remember thinking, like, I wonder if this guy's manipulative because one time I was telling him about an issue, and then he responded back at a time and saying, "Oh, I do that only for the person I'm with." I'm like, "Okay, fine." I left it at that. But in my mind, I'm like, "Okay, but if you like someone, you would naturally want to help find a solution. It doesn't have to be financial, but you would naturally want to help the person, right? Especially if you're getting to know them. You're naturally wanting to do what you have to do for that person when you're getting to know them." Then fast forward, I noticed that just one day we were trying to meet another time, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, we're gonna go half," and I was like, "Okay, that's fine. So are you like, hey?" So I was like, "Okay, that's fine." So I was like, "Well, are you just wanting to be friends or whatever?" And then he was like, "No, I want to be in a relationship." Hey, headhunter. And what had happened, if we back this up, is previously I told him, "Hey, I just want to," basically, I just told him, "Hey, I want to get to know you first, right? I'm not interested in just jumping into a relationship just like that." And then finally, going back to this conversation, right, where I was asking, "Okay, well, do you want to be friends?" And then he was like, "Oh, I only want to go on dates." Like, basically, he was saying that, like, I only want to go to dates and put in effort once we're in a relationship. So I was like, well, automatically, I was like, well, I don't feel comfortable, so I'm not jumping into anything. So you're free to find a person that you're looking for that matches what you're looking for, which makes sense. Like, if you want someone that just jumps into a relationship, go ahead. But that's just not me. Like, I want to take my time. I don't want to rush into anything. And that's when that aha moment came because I was like, oh my God, like the Nakia before would have been like, oh, let me try to like appease them. Let me try to, make them happy and do what they want, even though I don't feel comfortable doing it. And it felt so like refreshing. And I didn't feel like I had a sense of loss because I was like, you know what? I'm following like my intuition and how I feel, and I'm listening to it, even if it doesn't make sense. Even if I'm like, oh, well, this person seems nice. And I think a lot of it has come from just really taking the time to reconnect with myself and taking the time to really trust myself. And that could be like in business, work. Like literally, this has been in every area of my life. Because I realized that a couple weeks ago, I went to a mastermind. This was a small mastermind, and I was telling these group of women, I was like, hey, I'm in this transition. I'm trying to figure stuff out. I haven't been able to find like the coach I'm looking for, all this stuff. And I remember they just stopped. And they said this one thing where they were like, it's okay to be in an in between stage. And I remember thinking, like, wait, are we in this room right now? And they're like reading my mind. And they said it's okay to be in this in between stage. And it's okay to just listen to yourself and not have any outside person directing you and telling you what you need to do. And I remember we ended this session, and I remember I thought to myself, oh my God, for, for many years, I always had a guide, always had a coach, always had someone telling me what to do. And this started actually 10 years ago. This started when I had got laid off, and I realized that I kind of stopped listening to my intuition along the way, which, as we all know, like when you're doing it in one thing, so this was in business, it's gonna start oozing out in different areas of your life. And even though like I saw success in business, um, thanks, thank you. Even though I saw success in business, it was never from a place of me listening to my inner thoughts, my intuition. It was always from a place of listening to other people and then doing the things they tell me to do to be successful, doing the things in a way where because it's like I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust like certain processes. I didn't trust my own thinking or stuff like I didn't trust my thought process to take me to where I wanted to go. Hey, Ivy. So this result, like because I didn't trust myself to come up with my own ideas and the steps that I want to that I needed to take me to that next level. Um, it resulted in me being very happy, very unhappy, with these businesses, and no one understood it, to be honest. Everyone would be like, "Well, you have success in it, like why would you think of wanting to close a business, or why would you think of going a different direction?" And the main reason was it was at the time I couldn't explain it, but I just told them like I just don't feel like it's the right thing right now. And I'm saying this part because when I was in that mastermind and they said, "Hey, it's okay to just be in silence and just follow what feels good, follow what you enjoy doing." And that's when it clicked and I thought back and I was like, "Oh my God, I never truly listened to myself." So when that guy was like, "Oh, I just want to jump into a relationship," and I kept on telling him I wasn't uncomfortable, and he didn't really respect that boundary. Like I thought about it today, and I was like, he didn't respect the boundary. And you know what's funny is he's still saying hi. After I said like, "Hey, I'm not interested. Like I'm not going to be rushing into anything." And I realized like it wasn't a boundary that was respected, and there's a little bit of manipulation. Let's be real. There's a little bit of manipulation in terms of him trying to get me to swerve. And I believe that's the beauty of learning to listen to yourself and reconnect with yourself. And, you know, that is why I had created a journal called like the 7 day reconnecting, a reconnecting journal, because I want more people to experience that. Like, I want more people to not have that, like, sometimes it's very scary, but like just learning to do things solo, because there's something powerful in just being by yourself. Not to say you don't need friends or you don't need a relationship if that's what you desire, but there's something powerful in it because it just helps you get stronger with your boundaries. It helps you not feel like you're in lack. Like you ever said no to something and then you were like, "Oh, I wonder if they feel bad about it," or, "Oh, I feel kind of guilty saying no." And what was different this time is that I didn't feel guilty telling that guy no and being like really standing firm and saying, "I'm not jumping into any relationship," because we all know all the craziness that's happening out there. Like, there's no way I'm just jumping into some random relationship, not knowing the person. Like, I personally need to know the person. So it felt like such a breakthrough because I don't think I've truly just said no from a place where because I just want to say no. Like, I don't need logic, and I'm a person that I'm very analytical, and usually I need to put logic. Like, I would need to be like, okay, where's the evidence? I haven't seen him do anything. Like, but it was nice to just follow my gut, and it actually felt good. I felt at peace. And that was just different. And I just wanted to get on here and just talk about the power of intuition, because I think the more you follow your intuition, the stronger you get. And the more easier it gets to say no, the more easier it gets to say yes to things that doesn't even make sense. Like, where it's just from the heart. It's just the easier it gets to just listen to yourself and like pay attention to the little things. Because sometimes it's going to be right. And I remember I was listening to this podcast and she had said, there was this woman and she was talking about intuition. And I remember she said, like, when you follow your intuition and it falls in line to what you thought it was, document it, whether that's writing or really paying attention. And I really think that like specific podcasts made me become even more aware of intuition, because you don't realize sometimes like how right you may have been, because constantly we doubt ourselves, right? If we're not listening to our intuition, we're doubting ourselves and we're telling ourselves, no, that's not it, it's not true, that type thing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that little story today because it really inspired me and I feel very empowered. It feels good to not feel like, oh, I'm in lack, or oh, I'm missing out on something. Actually don't feel like that. I feel completely fine. And this is just a reminder for you, like, it's okay to follow your intuition, even if it doesn't make sense to people. Or yeah, it doesn't make sense to people. It doesn't make sense to your logic. It doesn't make sense to what people would usually do. It's completely okay to just follow what this is saying instead of what this is saying. There's a time and a place for it. All right, bye.